Thanks for that very kind introduction, Roxanne. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us today for the State of the Island address. A year ago, I stood before you as your new mayor and shared with you my vision for the community. I pledged to you that I do my best to rely upon what I call my true north, which is trying to do what I feel is in my heart right for South Padre Island, not for any individual interest. My belief is that South Padre Island is everyone's island, and that as a city government, we need to keep that in mind as we plan for our future. Before I get any further, I want to make sure that I reintroduce the most important person on this island and in my life, my wife of 40 years, Anna Stahl. We've been on a long path together. Thanks for your patience and your unwavering support. This is a look back at 2018. And we had 3 members on the council back in 2018 who are no longer on the council, but I want to acknowledge them. 2 of them are not with us today. One was Ron Pitcock, the other was Teresa Meddy, and the third one, who is with us today, is Pablo Muneras, who's standing right there. As many of you know, South Padre Island is a council manager form of government. That means that the mayor and council are elected and serve as the equivalent of a board of directors. We oversee policy decisions, approve the budget, and the city manager is hired by us to oversee the day-to-day operations of the organization and the staff. Our police chief, Randy Smith, was recently named and started Monday as our interim city manager. In fact, we have many members of the CVB and city leadership staff in attendance today, and I'd like every one of those people to stand and receive our thanks. Could everybody on CVB and staff stand up, please? So my goal over the next several minutes is to bring you up to speed on key accomplishments in 2018. We've accomplished a great deal this year, and let me give you a brief glimpse of what's been going on. In case you haven't noticed, there's a bit of construction going on. First, we broke ground on our new multimodal center. The project is 100% grant funded and is a LEED certified building. It will be home to our transit and our shoreline departments. We are expecting it to be complete in late March, and it will really be a stunning entrance to our community as you come over the causeway. Next is more than 11 miles of brand new sidewalks that line Padre Boulevard. These also were paid with grants from TxDOT of over $4.3 million, and the project is just about complete. And yes, we are working out the issues of the vegetation strips. The project enhances mobility, decreases traffic, makes for a healthier community. You may have also noticed a lot of construction on our side streets. We've reconstructed these 13 side streets at a total cost of nearly $2 million. These projects provide a new driving surface as well as curb and gutter, and it helps with our parking, drainage, mosquito control, and also provides safer walking routes for visitors and guests. That's an awful lot of construction going on for a town our size. One of the most important assets we have in this community is our beach. We have an amazing staff who takes care of our beaches, led by Brandon Hill. This year they did a lot of work above and beyond normal maintenance to ensure that our beaches continue to be the crown jewel of the RGV. That included leveraging a great relationship with the Army Corps and the Texas General Land Office to take advantage of an emergency dredge of the ship channel and get sand placed in a nearshore berm in the northern area of the island. Then we were able to partner with these and other agencies to place a tracer sand in the berm so that we can track where the sand ends up. Does it wind up on the shores of South Padre and actually help with our erosion issues? Well, in a few months, we will know for sure on this. This is Brandon Hill's Six Sigma Greenbelt project. I'll mention more about Six Sigma and Greenbelts a bit later, but it's staff ingenuity like this that makes SPI so special. We have continued to add amenities for our beachgoers to make accessing the beach easier. Construction was completed on several new walkovers, and new Moby mats were placed at many beach accesses. We even have one now that extends to the water's edge to allow for easier access for those with mobility issues. Construction is in progress to renovate our current beach restroom facilities and to add additional restrooms. We've also added more than 400 new public parking spots to provide easier access to the beach. And let's not forget our bay access. We have just received the go-ahead from the Army Corps to renovate the Palm Street boat ramp to make it wider and deeper for larger boats. This is in conjunction with the street project. This is in conjunction with that street project where we did all that parking improvement along Palm Street that Paul kind of spearheaded. We all know that our whole economy is based upon tourism. Improving how we market to our customers and how they get here is critical to our economic stability. This year, we took many steps to improve our game. Here's a couple of examples. Staff, council, and the CVB board worked together this year to enhance how we market to the island. We sought out ways to measure the effectiveness of our marketing ads. Two of the many improvements we implemented were Arrivalist and Visa View. This can get a little scary, but Arrivalist actually uses pixels that are embedded in our ads, and when you click on our ads and you have a smartphone, we're able to determine what ad you clicked on and when you show up on the island. Then once you get here, where you visit on the island. It's crazy, isn't it? All those dots on the chart that you see represent recent visitors' origination points. This tool will help us determine what marketing is most effective. Another tool we're now using is a product called Visa View. 47% of all credit cards used on this island are Visa cards. This product allows us to determine where people who use Visa cards on SPI are from and how they got here. Really helps us know where we are most successful in our marketing efforts. Also, airlift is very critical for SPI. It's a long drive here from major population centers. This year, the city partnered with local airports and airlines to gain additional flights into both Harlingen and Brownsville. All told, for this year, we added more than 90,000 air seats into Cameron County. And there's more coming. New nonstop destinations include Denver and Chicago. And Brownsville right now is constrained because they only have 2 gates, but they're moving to 4 gates. So we've also developed a policy to guide how we partner with airlines for marketing that will pave the way for more success in the future. It's also vital that we continue to develop our destination and grow the number of special events that we attract to the island. Thank you to Sea Turtle Inc., your incredible expansion of your facility. We're also pleased that the city was able to donate funds to the RGV Reef at SPI. Both of these assets are garnering national attention. 13 miles off the Brazos-Santiago Pass, we've got that RGV Reef out there, and we're catching red snapper 365 days a year. So the EDC has also helped measure and to launch an arts incubator here in the 2500 block of Padre Boulevard that will grow the arts economy in SPI. And good job to the CVB for continuing your efforts to grow special events. They sponsored more than 56 events, up from 39 events in 2017. For the coming year, we look for that to continue. Not every event works, but I applaud trying novel approaches, and if it doesn't work, okay, learn from it and move on. But let's focus forward on what will work in the future. This image is one of our newest events held this fall, the Mariachi Run. It attracted 850 people to the island in a very slow month, and we expect it to be even larger this next year. There were many other improvements implemented that helped us in the year, 8.5% up on hotel occupancy tax, and 4.78% up in sales tax year over year. That's a nice position to be in. We ended fiscal year 2018 with $2 million in excess hotel occupancy tax reserves, in addition to the 6-month required operating reserve that we maintain. And this is a pretty good slide. Financially, South Padre Island is doing well. As you can see from the chart, our sales tax revenue grew 5% last year, a situation that many cities in this country would be very pleased with. I think we can do better. In the general fund, we ended the year with $1.2 million in excess reserves. And importantly, this is in addition to the 6-month reserve we are required by our city charter to maintain. South Padre Island also enjoys a AA+ bond rating and one of the lowest city property tax rates in the state of Texas. Our local city tax rate is lower than 84% of all Texas cities. In fact, some Texas cities have rates more than 2.5 times higher than ours. All of this while attaining exceptional audit results. And let's not forget the national rankings we have scored in 2018. Some pretty good stuff. Number 1, 15 amazing island getaways in America by Southern Living magazine. Number 11, 15 best places to vacation in Texas by TripAdvisor. 2018 8 Best Summer Vacation Destinations in Texas by TripAdvisors to discover. So I'll pause just a second for a drink and I'll let you look at the list. But we all need to diversify our economy. Growing off-season business is one of the most important things the city can do to stabilize our local economy. I see many, many faces that were here in November and December. The city and the EDC have worked collaboratively to investigate the potential of bringing cruise ships to South Padre Island as a port of call. If there's one thing that I've heard since Anna and I moved here, it's we need more off-season visitors. Our slowest season, November and December, is peak cruise sailing season. A cruise port of call can deliver on that. We've done extensive work investigating the physical possibilities, the financial aspect, and most importantly, the interest of the 4 major cruise lines. I'm here before you today to tell you that this is possible. All it will take is the political will to get it done. The proposed point of arrival is Isla Blanca Park. We are in close, continuing discussions with the county to see if we can make that happen. I'm very pleased that our county judge, Eddie Trevino Jr., is with us here today in support, along with our county commissioner, Sofia Benavides. They continue to meet and met as recently as yesterday. I'm very encouraged with the progress that we're making. I'll leave it to the judge to announce anything that they want to announce, and I'm not going to take any of his thunder away from him, but it's encouraging. And with all those visitors, public safety is always a top priority. This year's no different. Here are a few of the key achievements this year. We had 0 fatalities during spring break 2018. And coming off the past 4 or 5 years, you shouldn't have to say that, but we did, and it was 0. I've heard hundreds of comments from visitors and residents about the safety improvement over prior year spring breaks. This wasn't by accident. Extensive planning went into ensuring this was the safest spring break ever. 2 ordinances were passed the year before I became mayor: the large events ordinance and the short-term rental ordinance. Both caused some heartburn, but everything from dramatically increasing the number of officers hired, to setting up a mobile hospital, to creating social media monitoring team from the state, county, and city were employed. No stone was left unturned in an effort to enhance not only visitor but citizen safety. This year, we also created an emergency vehicle replacement plan that resulted in a new fire pumper truck and 2 brand new ambulances, in addition to some other badly needed public safety equipment. And did I mention, on our city beaches in 2018, we had 0 drowning deaths. Finally, we've made a great effort to enhance transparency and communications with the citizens of this island. An unprecedented number of public open houses were held as we worked to update our comprehensive plan. Staff was trained on the latest means of engaging the public and doing our best to share information, whether it was through press releases, newsletters, public meetings, or even on social media. We have also launched a transparency webpage off of our website where you can find out anything you want about our budget and also see a dashboard of our key performance indicators. Investing in this city's employees is very important to ensure that you have a well-run local government. This year, the city launched SPI Connect, a training program for our city employees. As part of this program, 10 of our team members were trained as Six Sigma Green Belts. Brandon Hill is one of those 10 Green Belts. This is a program that is used in the private sector by companies such as Motorola and Toyota to minimize defects in processes. These 10 team members are all working on special projects to continue to improve our organization and your city. I thank all of these staff members and all the citizens who volunteer their time to make our community a better place to live and to work. I truly believe this is everyone's island, and we want everyone to be involved. Our annual report, prepared by our Public Information Officer, is also available to you. And if you do not have a copy at your table or an extra copy, our CIO, Nikki Soto, is in the back of the room right there, and she has plenty of extra copies. Thank you to Brisky and Perez for sponsoring this. I'll be happy to stay afterwards as if you would like to ask me any questions or to speak to me one-on-one. In closing, I want to thank you for electing me as your mayor. I take the job seriously and will dedicate myself to doing what is best for South Padre Island, everyone's island. Thank you very much.